In this episode, I have Jemima Steinhart, an EMS master coach who is also the founder of My 30 Minutes. She has spent the past 10 years mastering EMS all over the world, originally from Germany, and then spent about 10 years in Dubai, opening up My 30 Minutes studios. And now she is here with us in Miami, and she's ready to conquer the United States with EMS. So make sure to tune in, because we go over what really EMS is and how you can get involved and what is EMS going to be in the fitness industry. We said it's going to be CrossFit, but without the negativity. Welcome back to another amazing episode of the FitBiz Journey podcast. Today, I'm here in Miami Beach, right?
No,
downtown.
Brickell. We're in Brickell.
Yes.
Brickell,
so guys,
Miami.
We're in Brickell, Miami, but Miami Beach is over that way.
That's correct.
Right? Okay. And look, my guest today is actually pretty amazing because she's the founder of My 30 Minutes, and her name is, I should have probably started with that, is Jemima Steinhart.
That's correct.
And I got it. We have practiced it before off the camera. As you guys know, I always do this. And but anyways, she's an amazing guest because the EMS is about to boom in the US. You're at the very beginning of it, and she have done it all. You have over 10 years of experience, right? You have been around from Dubai to all the way to Europe, Germany, England, and now here in Miami.
Yes.
So without any further ado, welcome to Miami.
Thank you.
Thank you for hosting me here, actually.
Yes.
And it's an amazing view. And I just wanted to basically start up with, we actually officially just met, but we saw each other at FIBO, right? Last week, which you guys saw the previous episode, I think, is about FIBO. So I did like a summary episode. But let's just start out with what brought you here into Miami.
So, first of all, thank you so much. I always dreamed about coming to the United States. From the first day I touched my hands on the tool of EMS, that stands for electromuscle stimulation. I remember when I had my first trial session, I couldn't sleep for 3 nights. That's when I wrote my first EMS concept. That is a very known concept more in the GCC region and in the Arab League, called My 30 Minutes.
Yes.
And straight away, I had the instant thought that EMS is the next burger, if that makes sense.
That makes perfect sense to me. Might not for the audience, but for me, 100%.
So it was like, this is the next franchise, but in fitness and not in the food industry. So I was, from day one, I was thrilled about it. And a lot of energy and a lot of all my work basically went into that, because I thought this is such a winning situation here. So we have an amazing tool that saves, the number one asset, and that is time. Everyone in this concept is winning. The studio owner is winning. The trainer is winning. There's a new job opportunity for everyone who's going into health, in holistic health, in fitness. We are right now on a verge where a lot of people entering a new field. I don't even know if fitness is the right word. I think that's also something very interesting to look at. It's in general, it's all combined into a more conscious, healthy living and lifestyle. And the third one is also the investor or the owner or whoever you want to call them. So I saw this benefits for everyone, and I knew that when you create something where everyone basically just can win, then it's bound to, and it should be duplicated, it should be scaled.
And in what you just said, I would add to it that because you brought up the burger, and even in this case, the end user also wins, because in the burger's case, the end user might not win if they eat burgers every single day.
Exactly.
But here with EMS, they also get the results.
Exactly.
Awesome.
So, and then my thought process was, nobody then, Americans, know how to scale. They know how to duplicate. They know how to scale. They think big. They know how to, they have the systems already. So it was from day one. If I had could, I would have come here like way earlier. But then we had the challenge of the FDA approval. And that's what is very exciting, what has happened recently this year, that finally, after all these years, we have the FDA approval. And that's one of the reasons why I'm now in the USA, and I choose Miami, because Miami is an absolute fitness and healthy lifestyle city. It's very nice also here. You have palm trees and the ocean. The weather is amazing. The people are great, and for me also, I loved it because it's an amazing city, but also it offers a very beautiful lifestyle, what is very important to me too.
And I 100% agree with you, because first of all, it's beautiful here. There is a city on the beach, like New York City, but on the beach.
On the beach.
Weather is always nice.
Yes.
And I wanted to touch and explain to some of our audience the FDA, because the FDA, guys, I know you might think it's food. What does Food and Drug Administration has to do with, working out? But yeah, it was such a pain in the butt. So it's a good point that you brought it up, because we started here in the States. Personally, I and my wife, back in the day with eFit, basically, that you know them, and the first 3 years while this was going on, and there was like no like chance in sight. Does that make sense? So like 3 years, we were working with FDA, right? But we were like, this is never gonna happen. So it's like, you come here, you see this, it's all here, you just wanna do it, you wanna work and you wanna do it, but the chances that actually is gonna happen is like almost like slim to none. And then now that we are here, you guys got FDA, and so many people are working and getting FDA, and EMS is start to pick up.
Yeah.
It's such an amazing, guys, it's just such an amazing thing to see this. And now people getting together, just like you and I talking about this. But it's awesome. So, okay, so for the audience, let's go back just a little bit. So you funded, was that in Dubai, right?
No, that was in Germany.
Also in Germany?
Yeah,
yes,
I opened my first EMS gym in 2010.
2010?
In Germany.
Got it. And how many locations did you end up with over there in Germany?
So I had one location
in Germany
that picked up, it was amazing. I had in the first 3 months over 150 clients subscribed.
Awesome.
So it was an absolutely, it just boomed. I had very quick to start educating new trainers, grow the team. Also, a lot of competition came into my city. They were it works with her, so let's go into EMS. So it really, really grew in my city. Even today, there's so many EMS studios. And but I went then in the end of 2012
okay.
to Dubai.
Dubai, okay.
Yeah.
And that's where you continued on?
Yes.
With the studios, right?
Yes.
How many was there?
So in the peak, there were in total, there were 10 operations running at the same time.
Yeah, and you were basically running the operations.
Yes.
Correct?
Yeah.
So the reason why I wanted to bring this up, because off the camera we just had a little chat about this, and I think it's really cool, and wanting to bring it back up about passion versus strength versus what you learn and what you can do, but what you wanting to do, right? Basically that was the end result. So would you like to basically go on into the story, because I think it was really good, and I think so many people can benefit from it, as in how you got into the leadership role, and then how you realized that, okay, maybe that is not what I really passionate about, right?
Yeah. So of course, I mean, to give you an answer, out of all this journey and out of 10 years, let me filter it that I can be very precise. The beauty about, in general, the opportunity working with EMS is that it's something that completely fits the need that we have in our society. And that doesn't matter where we are. It literally doesn't matter if you're in a small town in Europe, in Germany or in Hungary, or if you're in a metropolitan city like Singapore, Dubai, New York. Everywhere people today have the need of just feeling better.
True.
And EMS is one of these tools that offers a huge solution, because you are receiving a full body workout. You save a lot of time. You build a personal connection to your trainer. You have very fast results, And what most of the people maybe are not so aware of, but because we're combining, and that's what I always teached when I coached my own staff, my own trainers, is you combine the breathing together with stimulating over 90% of every single muscle fiber on your body. That leads to reconnecting the client to themselves.
Yeah.
And that's what is really required in today's time. People want to reconnect because people feel very separated today. People feel very distracted, right? So we have technology, what we need, technology, hi.
Yes.
So grateful. And that's how also like I had the huge success in Dubai in my first year in 2013 with my business partners, and that was through Instagram. That nobody knew, for example, in Germany, and at that time, 2013, it was just the first. I remember I came back, I was the first one had Instagram on my account, right? But so we have technology as a distraction when people don't understand how to balance it out and use it. And now we're using technology as the next big wave, comparable to the yoga wave that is still going on. When you look at yoga like the big tsunami that came over the United States, you still have the waves today. And now you go, and when you go to New York City, you do yoga in a heated room. So still it's rolling. And I believe with every cell of the 80 to 100 billion bodies, like cells that I'm created of, that EMS is the potential next big wave that people searching for in order to get healthier, to get better, to get faster, to get stronger, and to reconnect with themselves.
That's everything that we need to know about EMS, and that, by the way, completely explains that what I saw when I was at FIBO, because I saw you basically coach some of the people at FIBO, and I saw exactly what you just said, which means that you are crazy passionate about actually coaching, right? Which is correct?
Yeah, totally correct.
And then now, so you have took that and took it all the way to Dubai, right?
Yes.
And you have created this, basically this company and culture which grown. So I assume that might have forced you into different roles, and then you had to create basically the whole operations and continuing on and leadership and everything, right?
Yeah.
So we're gonna talk about that for a minute?
Sure.
Okay, go ahead. So what was next? So now you're there, and then you took this that you just said to Dubai, and then now it's time to scale it up, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So in Dubai, first of all, the success continued in terms of like single operation EMS studio. So we opened a beautiful villa on Al Wasser Road in Dubai. Very, very pretty, you know, private rooms, very exclusive. Like clients would go in, have their own private training room with their own shower.
Oh, that's cool.
And also then when the supplier introduced us into group fitness, we were the first who had like a group EMS section with 4 machines working out at the same time. So it was beautiful, and we had such a positive resonance with very little marketing tool. Our only marketing tool we had was Instagram, and it worked amazingly. Until they changed the algorithms.
Of course, yeah. I experienced the same thing.
Exactly, but what I wanted to say is that was great. The challenge was on the HR level, human resources, because simply how to explain that? If we would like write an ad today in America, we would face the same situation like I faced like basically 7 years ago in Dubai. We are looking for an EMS certified, qualified personal trainer. You won't find that.
Yeah, no.
Because there's no official like legal certification required. Very little people have the experience and the knowledge. And on top of that, we are working in a field where you basically can sign up for an online course and you can call yourself PT.
Exactly.
What is, I believe, one of the biggest challenges in our industry. But also every challenge has the advantage. But I was really willing, because I believed so much in scaling the systems, to learn everything about leadership, learning everything about HR, how to scout, how to recruit. And that was also necessary because that is a whole segment of the franchise and the license systems that is needed. It's a huge part of it, because in the end of the day, even if you like become your first, let's say you're an EMS trainer and then you want to change the role into an owner, you will need trainers. So you need to understand how to scout, role, educate them. And then when you want to license that later, that's the same requirements that any investor or any studio owner needs in the future. They need to know what is the process of that, because in the end of the day, the person who communicates with the prospect, with the client, that's the most important part. It's the education and communication is, from my understanding, the most important keys together, of course, with the sales tools in order to create success.
Yes, and that is that what you focused on, right?
Yeah.
Got it. And then how long ago decided that, okay, this is it, and now I'm gonna go back to the States?
So
or go to the States, sorry, not back to the States.
Yeah.
To Miami, yeah.
So for me, I always knew once the FDA approval is there, I will sit in the airplane and come here.
So how would that look like for Dubai? Because you left what you basically built behind, right? So I assume you have to either leave it as it be, or somebody run it, or basically just completely get out of it, right?
Yeah.
So which one did you take? Which route, or still taking, or still deciding? Yeah.
I have business partners, so I've built this business together with my business partners in Dubai.
Perfect.
And there was like a long process,
of course,
of understanding, okay, like how we're going to do that. And in the end, I was anyway for the running operations never assigned as a manager official. Even I did it. Because that was, that's what I could share and give to the company. It was my education and knowledge. But I was never officially like the manager. I was a shareholder in that company, so the two managers took over.
Got it.
And right now I'm in a transition phase. That's what I would call it. It's
transitioning out.
Right? Yeah, exactly. In a transition. In a transition, I'm still in contact with. I had projects with certain Emirates in the UAE. They have just opened, and I'm always available for them. Yeah, so it's not like, oh, I left Dubai and I don't care. No, like these people are so close to my heart. So we are always in like communicating with each other. But there is an official office in Dubai who takes care of now the day-to-day.
Got it. Okay, perfect. And then, so now you're basically here and focusing on the next thing in the US, which we talked, of course, off camera as well. You're thinking it's the education and certification, right?
Yeah.
Want to talk a little bit about that too as well, what you think? Because right now, let's say, I think when I last checked, I would say there's about 40-something studios in the US total, EMS. And the US is giant, of course, compared to all the other places, especially in Europe. So what do you think in the next 5 years, how the EMS industry would look like? I know it's a hard question because
what it looks like, or what you think, what I believe is needed in order.
Both. You can go with, let's say, what you think is going to happen, and what do you think it needs to able that to happen, if that makes sense.
Yeah. So I want to go back how we all started, we didn't have like a script book for it. Nobody had. Even the suppliers didn't have it.
No.
We all have grown and we all have done a lot of mistakes. But what still bonds us together is the passion and the belief that EMS will make a difference in that industry. And I think that's what we have in common, right? So there was no script book. So we all learned by doing mistakes, like worked it, trying to explore it, trying to expand the business. But there was no script book. Now we have experience in certain countries and with certain mentalities in the world. So what I believe, what is one of the outcomes to do different in the United States is, in order to make this a long-term, huge tsunami, we need education. Education is key. Education is power. I posted that the other day, there's no right and there's no wrong. Yeah, like you as the suppliers, they can give us a script and say, you do this and you don't do that. For example, you just do this movement, but you're not allowed, for example, to do a yoga pose. You can write this in your book, but is it about saying what is right or what is wrong, or is it more about educating through certifications, through influencers in that industry, like people who have been on the ground for a long time, through testimonials, everyone about it, that this is the foundation, this is the rooting that you want to have in order to let this tree like grow. And that I believe this is like the number one thing. It's really education and to learn how to communicate.
Yes.
Because communication in all aspects, like the visualization of it, the wording, the language that we're using, that will make the big difference. And then from building a foundation with education and communication, that is, I think, the foundation that we need in order to build something very stable and very long term.
I agree with that, and I can add to that too, because guys, when I went to Europe, when was this, like 4 years ago, I believe? And depends on where you go, of course, because in Europe, the way the industry took, like a step, is almost like you go into some of these distributors and then you say, I have cash, give me a machine. They were like, here, take the machine, good luck. And then that's what I never wanted to happen in the US, because that's what creates all the craziness that we were talking about, that they do need the education and they need to know what they need to do. So as long as we're able to do what you just said, that everybody's educated, influenced the right way, and they see what's not necessarily right and wrong, but they know what they're supposed to do and how to do it, then I think it will be golden. It will be the next CrossFit, but without the negative effects of the CrossFit.
Here you go. But here you go. That's exactly what I meant.
Yeah, perfect. That's amazing. So what would you give advice to either a personal trainer who is interested in learning more about EMS and maybe even become an EMS trainer or coach, and that could be one answer. And then what would you give an advice to a gym that is already an established gym? Should they be worried about this EMS, or should they look into it and start to implement it into their studios?
Okay,
what do you think?
Start with the studio.
Yes, let's start with that.
Because, and that's where education starts. EMS is never competitive. It always complements. It's an absolutely complementing tool, but it never competes. So everyone, like if you are the studio owner, then I would definitely consult you in the benefits EMS can bring and will bring. And there's a lot of opportunities in terms of, saving a lot of capital in terms of equipment, because all you need is the EMS equipment. You don't need all the conventional stuff. Yep,
a small area too.
A very small area. So talking about rent, talking about expenses in general. So, and everyone who was dreaming about being one day a studio owner, so that's a beautiful entrance, with also like a smaller investment to go into that, you know. And even if your strength is not in training, maybe your strength is digital marketing, maybe your strength is HR, so then you can use that and fulfill this.
Amen. Exactly.
And for the trainers, I mean, every personal trainer that I've met, and I've met a lot of people in Miami who are working as personal trainers, as coaches, therapists, when they see me, they're like, I want to do the same, because simply you have the opportunity here in lesser time, creating more results with clients, saving them time, with a higher average amount of income.
Yes.
Agreed. Simply like that.
I 100% agree. And Miami is one of the perfect places to start with it. Yeah. Now that we know it's perfect for personal trainers, it's perfect for gym owners, it's a perfect implementation in any way possible, and even for chiropractors, doctors, and so many places. So what do you think about, and as you mentioned, the advertising and everything, that, back in the day, everybody were using the, the ab belts. Everybody brings it up. So I always bring this up as well. What do you think, how would that look like to people when these things start, well, electromuscular stimulation, suits, full body workouts start showing up on social media? How would people react to them? Have you thought about that?
To the smaller systems?
No, to like comparisons. Yes, technically to the smaller system, saying that, oh, this is just something stupid because I have an ab belt and I didn't get abs, because they think that it would just get them six packs because they put something on their stomach.
Yeah.
So now this comes in, which is a full body electromuscular stimulation suit. So what do you think, would it be a negative thing or a positive thing that when people start seeing it showing up on social media?
I would say like that. There is no bad PR.
True. Yes.
Because even bad PR is PR.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
And I mean, it has worked. Like, that's how many products has been placed in markets. Sometimes purposely.
Exactly.
Right?
True.
Right? I don't want to mention anything, but that's how it works. So I'm not bothered by that.
Mm-hmm. Good.
Like I said, I think it's more about what you do is brilliant. Mm-hmm. Now, like communicating over that, talking about that, sharing things like, did you know that, for example, when you do like full body EMS sessions, that it is the only training method that recruits fast reaching fibers right from the start.
Yep, 100%.
Who knows that, right? I mean, go outside, nobody knows that. So we need to talk about it, and people with more influence, but also we have influence. So whenever like we understand that we are influencers in the market, we need to start talking about it, because talking and speaking is so powerful. It's our number one powerful tool. And things like, for example, that's also one of the safest training forms available. People get a little bit hesitated when they hear the word electro. Yeah. So the only thing you need to do is to communicate. The whole process of a chemical breakdown towards being like having a mechanical breakdown is done through bioelectricity. An action potential gives the information through the nerve system to the muscle, and then it contracts.
Exactly.
So it's more about informing them it's the most healthiest one, because we don't put pressure on the joints, on the ligaments. It's absolutely safe in comparison with other training forms where, for example, external weight is required, where people get injured, people die. Yeah. It's very unfortunate, but when you compare, we're bringing not only something that has so much benefits, but also something that is so safe.
Exactly. And that's also why it had to go through FDA as well in the US, which is awesome. And then, so what would be like your future right now that you're here? What do you think, what's next for you? What are you working on right now?
I'm working on a lot of stuff. First of all, I'm really took also time off, because I have literally worked the last 10 years. Yep.
That's what happens to the owners.
Day and night. So 12 to 16 hours were routine, 6-7 days a week. Yep. So the first thing I did was really taking time off, like reviewing the past, understanding and being in the present, and really being able to to collect all the learnings and the knowledge, and understand and reconnecting as well from myself, reconnecting, and asking, where can I be at best as a servant with all the knowledge and experience that I come with, in order to create more collective health and awareness and education and knowledge. So how can I do that? How can I be the best messenger, and in which role? And I'm still figuring that out. I definitely see myself as a consultant. I love coaching. I always will do that with certain collected clients that needs support and help in this area. Definitely in the education part. I'm super passionate about the young trainers, the people who right now come from different industry and want to make a living out of in this area. So definitely in the education certification part. Perfect. In these areas.
And where could those people find you right now?
They can find me. I just have launched my new website.
Okay, what is
so
it?
it's very simple. It's JemimaSteinhart.com. So
She
it's
goes
just
very
my
simple.
name. yeah, my first and my last name.
If they know how to spell it.
Yeah. So
but we'll put it in, so don't worry, guys. Just because the people listening, they're like, what?
No, it's my first and my last name .com. So I launched my my website, and that's where they can contact me and approach me.
And you also have Instagram, right? They can find you there?
Yes.
What was your Instagram?
It's also my name, Jemima, and then _ Steinhart, also my name.
Okay, perfect.
Just my name.
Perfect, awesome. And then, is there any last thought that you would like to share to either anybody in the let's call it the gym business industry, on the business side, since you have come from so much experience of running studios? And then I already love, by the way, what you said about taking some time off because you have been running like clockwork or clockwise, however you say it in English, for the past 10 years. And you just need to like reflect on it and then go into the next step. Because I totally feel you and totally understand that what you're going through or went through. And then it's a lot to run. You were responsible for over 50 people. And
at the same time.
At the same time. And all those things happening and lots of things and HR and everything just going on. It's a lot. So I'm pretty sure you can think of at least just one advice to like anybody in the gym ownership area, or just to advise them should they open up their own studios, like corporate, so they have like 2 locations, 3, 4, 5, and just go on their own, no franchise, no licensing, just themselves, or should they look into maybe licensing or maybe franchising? Maybe something that if you would think back, would you change what you did? You know what I mean? So because that could relay to the people who have not done it yet, but they're thinking about it. Because I know so many people who, should I open my second location? Should I just franchise? Should I just sell licensing? And there are so many people who are asking those questions, but you have went through 10 years of working hard in the industry, so you might have a better answer to that.
Oh, for sure. I definitely can give an answer. I think the number one thing that I would say is really understanding your strength and do all day what you're really good in instead of trying to be or work a position that you're not strong in. For example, when you know that your absolute passion is training and coaching, then don't go into duplicating your business by yourself alone. You will break your neck.
Yes.
And you will lose yourself and the passion, and you will lose the grip. And I would definitely advise that. So understand really where is your strength. And stay with the strength. And if you want to expand, be patient and wait for people who have the strength in this area that you need. And easy does it.
Exactly.
What I mean with that as well is step by step, take time. I was rushing a lot as well. And when you rush, you are not present. And when you're not present, you can't see what is really like happening. Wow. So I would really like, that's why I'm today, my main priority in life is not anymore to have 10, 1,000, 200 studios. My priority is every day to be present.
That's awesome.
And to be conscious, to connect with myself and with the people. Because you can really get caught up in this, I want more, you know, and then more is not always more. You can lose a lot while like trying to, you know, and it's really like a tree. It takes time for the roots to really grow in the ground, and then you can like build a strong team. And the question is really if it is so fulfilling to say I have so many studios, or if it's really more about the passion. Instead of trying to promote to other trainers that this is the right thing to do. Because when you promote, you need all your energy to make them understand this is the right thing, and you need to hire them and you need to invest in them. Maybe they don't want to do it.
True.
So I would change, when I could do it again, I would change attraction rather than promotion.
Got it. Guys, did you hear that? Because that's That's the gold part of the whole episode.
Attraction rather than promotion.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Be what you want. Be the trainer that you want to hire, and the right trainers will come to you instead of
changing them or trying to teach
or
them.
trying to teach or trying to change them. Where I broke my neck over that. So attraction rather than promotion.
That's amazing. That was great. That was really great. Guys, do you agree? That was amazing. That was literally the golden nugget of the whole episode. If people didn't listen to the first 30 minutes, which I hope they did, by the way, because it was still amazing, and they listened just to the last 90 seconds of what you said, and they take action on it, I think they're going to have a successful business and life. Because that was amazing.
Thank you.
No, thank you so much. And guys, don't forget that we're going to link in everything where you can find her. And then also make sure to add her on social media. Go to her website, which is her first and last name, which is
Jemima Steinhart.
Steinhart, yes. Jemima Steinhart.com.
Yes.
Yes. See, it's easy. And then please do. And then don't forget that this is on video, audio. You can find us anywhere and everywhere. So see you guys next week, because we have also some amazing guests coming on. And I cannot wait to see you guys next Monday.